There is a small island in the Bay of Bengal that you can clearly see on modern maps and satellite images, yet for all practical purposes, it might as well not exist to the outside world. You cannot book a trip there. You cannot research it in person. Journalists are forbidden. Scientists are forbidden. Even the Indian Navy keeps its distance. Boats are legally required to stay several kilometers away from its shoreline, and aircraft avoid flying low above it. This is not because the island is radioactive, cursed, or owned by a secret government facility. It is because of the people who live there. The island is called North Sentinel Island, and it is home to the Sentinelese, one of the last uncontacted tribes on Earth. They have lived there, isolated from the rest of humanity, for thousands of years. No electricity, no phones, no written language that we know of, no knowledge of the outside world, no idea that satellites pass over their heads every single day. And if anyone tries to approach their shores, they are met not with curiosity or fear, but with arrows, spears, and absolute resistance. In a world where every place has been mapped, explored, photographed, and documented, this island remains intentionally untouched. It is not hidden by nature, but protected by law and by a rare global agreement that some places should be left alone. The shoreline is lined with dense forest, white sand beaches, and shallow waters that look peaceful from above. But those calm visuals hide a boundary that no outsider is meant to cross. From the air, it looks like a tropical paradise. From a distance, it looks harmless. But this island exists in a different timeline, a place where humanity continues as it did thousands of years ago, completely unaware that the modern world surrounds it on all sides. There are no clocks, no calendars, no sense of history beyond memory and tradition. Life there follows the rhythm of nature: sunrise, hunting, fishing, gathering, and survival. And what makes North Sentinel Island so unsettling is not mystery in the usual sense. We know where it is, we know who lives there, we even have photographs taken from far away, but we know almost nothing about their language, their beliefs, their stories, or their names. It is a blank space in human knowledge that exists by design, not by accident. In an age where humanity is obsessed with exploring everything, the oceans, the skies, even other planets, this small dot on the map remains one of the only places on Earth where the rule is simple and absolute. Do not go there. The Sentinelese are believed to be descendants of some of the earliest humans who migrated out of Africa tens of thousands of years ago, long before cities, writing, or even agriculture existed. Their presence on this island may date back so far that their story runs parallel to the entire story of civilization itself, except they never followed the same path. While the rest of humanity built kingdoms, invented tools, crossed oceans, and eventually created the modern world, the Sentinelese remained where they were, living in a way that has likely changed very little over thousands of years. They hunt in the forests with bows and arrows. They fish in the shallow coastal waters using simple wooden spears. They gather fruits, roots, and natural resources from the island. Their shelters are built from leaves, branches, and materials found in their surroundings. They do not farm the land. They do not raise animals. They do not trade with neighboring islands. Everything they need comes directly from the forest and the sea. Survival is not a concept to them, it is simply life, practiced and perfected over countless generations. They have no written language that we know of, no recorded history, no maps, no clocks, no idea what year it is. Time for them is measured by the sun, the seasons, and memory passed down through stories. The knowledge they carry is not stored in books, but in tradition, in skills taught from parent to child, in instincts sharpened by experience, and in an understanding of their environment that outsiders could never fully grasp. For the most part, they have never used tools made by modern society. The only exception comes from pieces of scrap metal that sometimes wash ashore from shipwrecks. These fragments of an unknown world are carefully shaped into sharper spear tips or tools, repurposed without ever knowing where they came from. To them, it is simply material from the sea, not a clue to the vast civilization beyond their island. And perhaps the most striking reality is this: to the Sentinelese, the rest of the world does not exist. There are no countries, no borders, no concept of continents, no understanding that billions of other humans live beyond the horizon. The sky above them is just the sky. The ocean around them is simply the edge of their world. Every recorded attempt by outsiders to make contact has been met with immediate hostility. Arrows are fired, spears are raised, strangers are driven away before they can step onto the sand. This reaction is not random aggression, it is a survival instinct shaped by history. Across the world, contact with outsiders brought disease, slavery, land theft, and cultural destruction to indigenous tribes. Somehow, the Sentinelese avoided that fate, not through treaties, alliances, or protection, but through absolute refusal. They may be the only people on Earth who preserved their way of life simply by rejecting the rest of humanity entirely. Over time, governments, anthropologists, and scientists came to a rare and unusual agreement about North Sentinel Island. The Sentinelese must be left completely alone, not studied, not contacted, not photographed up close, not approached with gifts, not helped, not civilized, simply protected through isolation. In a world where exploration is usually celebrated and knowledge is always pursued, this decision goes against human instinct. But in this case, doing nothing became the most responsible action. The Indian government established a strict legal exclusion zone around the island, making it a criminal offense for anyone to come within several kilometers of its shores. This is not a suggestion, it is enforced law. Patrol boats regularly monitor the surrounding waters to make sure fishermen, tourists, or curious adventurers do not attempt to get close. Even official research vessels are not permitted to approach. The island is treated almost like a protected wildlife reserve, except the ones being protected are human beings who do not know they are being protected at all. The reason behind this law is simple but extremely serious. The Sentinelese have lived in complete isolation for thousands of years. Because of this, they have no immunity to modern diseases that the rest of us consider minor. A simple flu virus, a cough, a bacterial infection. Something that might make us uncomfortable for a few days could spread through their entire community with devastating speed. History has shown this many times. When isolated tribes in the Americas, Australia, and the Pacific first came into contact with outsiders, entire populations were wiped out, not by weapons, but by germs. Illness traveled faster than understanding, and cultures disappeared before they even knew what was happening. Even a well-intentioned visit, someone arriving peacefully with food, medicine, or curiosity, could unknowingly bring exactly the thing that would destroy them. That is why scientists and officials agree that the greatest threat to the Sentinelese is not violence, but contact itself. Because of this, North Sentinel Island entered a strange legal and moral category. It is clearly marked on every modern map. Satellites photograph it from space. Governments know its exact location, and yet it is treated almost as if it exists outside the world. A place acknowledged but deliberately avoided. A place known but intentionally left unknown. There are no fences surrounding it, no warning signs floating in the ocean, no visible barriers. The protection comes from distance, law, and a shared understanding that crossing that invisible boundary could have irreversible consequences. It is one of the only places on Earth where the global community has quietly agreed that curiosity must be suppressed and that respect means staying away. In an age where humans explore the deepest oceans and plan missions to other planets, this small island remains one of the last places where the rule is clear and absolute. Do not interfere. In 2018, the rule that had protected North Sentinel Island for decades was broken by one man who believed he had a higher calling. An American missionary named John Allen Chau became convinced that it was his religious duty to bring Christianity to the Sentinelese people. He had studied their history. He knew the island was off limits. He knew the Indian government had made it illegal to go there. He knew that previous attempts at contact had ended in violence. But he believed that faith would succeed where caution had failed. Chau traveled to the Andaman Islands and began planning a secret journey. He contacted local fishermen and offered them money to take him close to the island under the cover of darkness, avoiding patrol boats and authorities. He carried with him a Bible, small gifts, and handwritten notes describing his intention to meet the tribe peacefully. In his journal, he wrote about his hope to be accepted, to learn their language, and to share his beliefs with them. He was aware that he might die, but he believed the mission was worth the risk. The first time he approached the island, he paddled toward the shore in a small kayak. As he came closer, members of the Sentinelese appeared on the beach. They shouted, gestured, and then fired arrows. One arrow struck the Bible he was holding in front of him. Another landed close by. Chau quickly retreated back to the fisherman's boat, shaken but not discouraged. That night, he wrote in his journal that he believed the encounter was a test of faith, not a warning to turn back. The next morning,
Before sunrise, he decided to try again. He asked the fishermen to drop him off near the island and told them to wait at a distance. This time, he managed to reach the beach. From the boat, the fisherman watched from afar, unable to hear what was happening, but able to see figures moving on the shore. They later told authorities they saw the Sentinelese surround Chow. They saw him fall, and then they saw members of the tribe drag his body across the sand and out of sight. He was killed almost immediately after landing. When the story reached authorities, Indian officials faced a difficult decision. Sending a team to retrieve his body would mean landing on the island, risking violent confrontation with the tribe and potentially exposing them to deadly diseases. In the end, they chose not to go. The exclusion zone remained in place. The island was left undisturbed.
What makes North Sentinel Island so haunting is not just the tragedy of that incident, but the quiet, ongoing reality that this place exists right now, in the middle of the modern age. Satellites pass over it every single day, capturing images from space. Cargo ships move through the surrounding waters on global trade routes. Passenger planes cross the skies above it, filled with people traveling between countries in a matter of hours. The internet knows this island. Governments know this island. Millions of people have zoomed in on it through digital maps, staring at its beaches and forests from thousands of miles away. And yet, for the Sentinelese, none of this exists. They have no concept of nations, borders, or technology. No awareness that the world has changed beyond recognition, while their way of life has remained almost the same. They do not know what a city is. They do not know what a vehicle is. They do not know that humans have walked on the moon, built skyscrapers, or connected the planet through invisible signals in the air. The sky above them is simply the sky. The ocean around them is simply the edge of their world. Each morning, they wake up to the same rhythms their ancestors knew thousands of years ago. They hunt in the forest, they fish in the shallows, they build fires. They pass down knowledge through memory and practice, not books or screens. Their lives follow the patterns of nature, sunlight, weather, seasons, and survival. Time moves forward for the rest of humanity at an unimaginable speed, but on this island, it moves in circles, just as it always has. In a world that constantly tries to explore, document, and connect everything, North Sentinel Island stands as a rare exception, not because it is unreachable, but because humanity has chosen not to reach it. Not because it is hidden, but because we understand that revealing more could cause irreversible harm. It is one of the only places where curiosity has been deliberately replaced with restraint. This island is a reminder that progress is not always about going further, seeing more, or knowing everything. Sometimes progress is understanding when to stop, when to step back, when to leave something exactly as it is. North Sentinel Island is a dot on the map you are not supposed to visit, not because it is forbidden out of secrecy, but because the world has finally learned that some places and some people are meant to be left alone.